Hello, I am Jamila McMallow, mindset coach for women executives and entrepreneurs. And today I am speaking with you on a topic that, quite frankly, has me a little nervous because, um, you know, I was I watched a quick video of Rich Litvin, and I used to follow him a lot. I read his book, The Prosperous Coach, but I kind of stopped looking at his stuff maybe a year ago. But my business mentor, she's also really into him, and she started um, talking about him, and it kind of was like, oh yeah, because then all the stuff that I remembered, from his methodologies and things like that started coming back. Now, mind you, throughout this whole time, I've been a subscriber of his YouTube channel, whatever. But anyway, she and I were recently talking about him. And just earlier today, right before I got on this video, I, was going on YouTube and a video of his popped up and it was talking about vulnerability. And so I watched it and it really struck me because what he brought out was how when we are high performers, when we're high achievers, we always want to give off this appearance that we're strong. And how that looks is we're there for everybody else. We are able to help other people solve their problems really, really well. We're experts at what we do. We're really good at what we do. But we, how did he put it? He said we, help, but we don't reveal anything, right? So we'll be there for other people while they open up and they're vulnerable, but then we won't, open up and reveal anything about what's really going on with us. So I thought that was so powerful. And he gave a share about his struggle with wanting to prove himself worthy of his father and, and how that was his driving force. And so anyway, I said, you know what? He's right. Because I've had some conversations, over these last few months with a lot of different women who are incredible and amazing at what they do, who have had really big highs in their businesses, but have had some lows as well. And I know for me, what I'm here to vulnerably share is that I have gone a year without signing any new clients. That happened before. And yet continue to, show up and do all the things. But meanwhile, the bank account slowly dwindling. And what I realize is that the fact that I wasn't signing the clients that I wanted to sign, the fact that I wasn't hitting the monetary figures that I wanted to hit was not a reflection on who I am. It's not a reflection on my self-worth, my being, any of that. It's not a reflection on whether I'm successful or not. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm getting emotional because there are some women that I have had conversations with who have done these amazing things and are struggling financially, or not struggling, but just not where they want to be. And let me be clear, when you're a high performer, when you're a high achiever, your standards are so high. Other people don't get it. They don't get it. And they can give you these little empty platitudes and they can say, oh, this, that, and the other thing. They don't get it, man. When you don't hit the goal that you set for yourself, you're a failure. And you'll show up and you'll smile and you'll say all the things and you'll tell everybody else what they need to hear. But on the inside, you're dying. You're eating yourself up. You feel like garbage. I'm telling you, I've been there. And you keep trying to pull yourself up out of your rut. And you keep trying to prove that you should be able to do this. You should have had this figured out. In fact, you've already done it before. So why can't you do it again? What's the problem? And I'm going to tell you, because like I said, this video by Rich Litvin really inspired me. What got me out of it was I had to admit that I needed help. I needed someone to help me. And I didn't have the money, okay? Only one time when I've worked with a coach have I ever had cash money to make the payments. Every other time it's been on a credit card. The coach that I'm working with right now, she's not cheap. She's a 5-figure investment and she's worth every penny. And I will pay that off as I make the money I'm going to make from being in her energy, from her inspiring me to step into myself and to be who I really am. And so I'm speaking into my high performing, high achieving women who are out here exuding this mask that you've got it all together and you don't. That you feel like you have to be strong for your audience or no one's going to hire you. Well, don't let them hire you. You don't want to work with them anyway if they can't see you as a real person. Ain't nobody no better than nobody else. I don't care how much money you make. You still poop on the toilet and drink water. What? Excuse me. But I say all this to say that it's okay. You're not alone. So that's why I put in the description, hey, I'm going to share something vulnerably. And like I said, I'm going to get the party started. So you're welcome to comment on this video. You're welcome to chime in while I'm here live. You're welcome to comment on the replay, whatever. But I'm here to let you know that, yeah, I've not signed a new client in a year's time. I've done that. That has happened to me in my business. So what? And that's what I want you to understand. Is I get it. But see, we don't make room for each other to admit that. There's no place where you can go and say that and not feel like you're going to be judged and not feel like you're going to be a failure. Although the reality and the truth is that's in your head. You don't even know that. Because what we do as high performers, what we do as high achieving women is we don't share, we don't reveal. I know because I'm one of you. However, what I'm really good at is getting high performing women, high achievers to reveal themselves to me and be vulnerable with me. You know, I'm able to be that place of trust and strength for them, right? But I still need that from myself, right? That's why I had to pay my coach. But I'm just letting you know that it serves no one. It serves no one to pretend like you've got it all together when you don't. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear about your failures. True. You know, nobody wants to talk about all the things that they're doing wrong and all the things that they're not working. Nobody wants to hear that. Got it. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's the fact that you think if you share it, it's going to diminish who you are, that it diminishes how people view you, that it changes their opinion of you, that it makes them look down on you. And my goodness, if somebody was to see you in a weak or vulnerable way, you just turn into a puddle on the floor. I get it. Because there are parts of me that I don't share. This is a part of me I've never shared. I mean, my coaches know, you know, but yeah, that's a struggle. That's a situation that I went through, that I had. And let me tell you, as a high achieving woman, as a high performing woman, as a woman who had done well, and then all of a sudden saw this halt and stall in her business, I cannot tell you what that did to my, just to me. I couldn't figure it out. What is the deal? And then what happens is, if you're a high performer, if you're high achiever, you become obsessed with it, with figuring out what the problem is so you can fix it and get things back on track. But what, for me anyway, was the situation is that it was time for me to become someone different. It was time for me to step into who I really am. It was time for me to step into my leadership. And that meant I had to burn down whoever this was I was trying to be. The playing small, the pretending like, yeah, I'm not in a box. I'm not small at all. I'm actually quite big. In case you can't tell by the volume, my personality, my energy that's coming through to you, I am magnetic. And I know that you feel me. If you're listening, if you're watching, you get it. What I'm saying to you, it was time for me to step into that. And I couldn't hang on until this old version of me that just wasn't cutting it, didn't have what it took to move to the next level. That's why when I hired the coach that helped me to fully embody my 5-figure price, woo, my business came to a screeching halt. I mean, I had to heal so many deep layers because I was like, what's happening? All this stuff started coming up because I had hit the bottom of it. My mind was like, oh, really? We're going to do this? Are you really going to actually let me come out and play the real me? If you're going to do that, then you got to heal this. And so that's what I had to do. That's me. And I'm not saying that you can't go through this and simultaneously make money. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that when you're a high achiever, when you're a high performer, and you deal with failure, what you perceive as failure, it's not like when it happens to anybody else. It's unspeakable for us to fail. We don't do that. So how do you navigate something that is an impossibility? Okay. And so I share all this with you so that you can know and understand that I see you and you're not alone. And it's okay that you are still the bomb. You are still the expert at what you do. Nobody can touch your expertise. Nobody can touch your energy. Nobody can touch how you show up and you lay down what you do for your clients. Nobody can touch that. So I don't give two cares if right now maybe you spent more money than you should have, or maybe you didn't end up at the end of the year where you wanted to be. Or maybe you haven't signed a bunch of clients in a while, and so you had to go back and get a job. I don't care. Has nothing to do with who you are as a person. Has nothing to do with your worthiness, your deservingness. It could be like me, that you've hit your upper limit, and now you got to do some breakthroughs in order for you to get to where it is you're trying to go. Or it could be whatever. But I guess what I really want you to understand is it's okay to say that out loud. It's okay to admit that. It's okay to say it out loud. And I'm saying that for me so I can hear it. Okay. That's why I said I'm going to share vulnerably. I'm going to go first. So there you have it. So, yeah, that's all I had for you. I literally watched that video, got inspired, and was like, I need to go live about this right now. Like I said, feeling nervous, feeling like, oh my goodness, this is kind of, this isn't something, but I can tell you right now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to explain how I feel, but I feel like I'm good. I'm good. Because I don't do anything inherently wrong or bad, so I don't have anything to hide. So if I'm experiencing a challenge, or if I'm going through something, it's okay for me to share that so that I can receive the support and the help that I need. See, as high performers and high achievers, that Rich also brought on this video, is we oftentimes will push people away. We don't accept the help because we're so busy trying to be and so busy trying to keep everybody under the impression that we are XYZ, that we suffer in silence. And we don't have to do that. I'm just letting you know right now, I'm a safe place. I'm a haven for high performing, high achieving women who are dealing with secrets that they can't share because they can't. And here's the other part of it. It's not just sharing your failures. Sometimes you can't share your wins. Right? If you do really, really well in your business and nobody in your family understands that, or if they have this negative view of people who make a lot of money, who are you going to share your wins with? And then here's the thing, because even when there's wins, there's still challenges. And sometimes people who don't get that will act like you don't have a right to complain because of your success. Or maybe because you always show up so strongly when you do reveal a vulnerable side of yourself, they act like they're not there for that. In fact, I had a woman share with me that she went out on a date with a guy and she didn't move any further because they've been friends for a long time. He would love to take things to the romantic level, but she said to him, she started to open up and share some things with him. He said, hold up. He's like, no. He's like, I like the strong powerhouse version of you. He was like, don't give me any of that stuff. And right then she knew he was a no-go because he was not going to be able to handle her emotionally. He was not going to be able to be there for her emotionally. So as high achievers, as high performers who are always showing up strength, strong, always showing up in our power. Sometimes when we try to open up to someone and they shut us down, then we feel like, huh. Now, the wise thing is, like her, she knew that that meant to shut it down with him, not just period. Okay. So that's just the purpose of this video, is to let you know that I get it. I hear you. We often teach the things that we need to learn the most, and be vulnerable today. Stop pretending. And don't tell me, no, I do share. No, you share what your favorite songs are and what you have for breakfast. But let's just keep it real. And I'm not saying you have to put your business out there in the street. And I'm not saying that, because I love, there's a lady that I'm connected to, and she and I actually are going to be talking in a couple of days, and I can't wait. But we were talking about authenticity and vulnerability and how you show up and blah, blah, blah. That's what she does as a coach. And she said, not everybody deserves to get every part of you, or is, worthy of seeing every part of you. And I agree with that. There are some things about you that you should not share, but I just want to let you know that you don't have to hide and pretend or think that you're all good, or that you have it all together. And so you don't need any help, that you don't need to rely on anyone, that you can figure it out on your own. I had to finally admit to myself I needed help when I was at the brokest point. Five figures is not something you can scrape up when you ain't got. Okay, do you see what I'm saying to you? So, but I said I'm going all in on me because I need the help, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to shift and turn things around and do what I needed to do, what has been aching inside of me, if I didn't get the help and support that I needed. And so do that. Stop acting like you don't have any money. You do. We all do. We all have access to money. We have resources. It might not. Wow. I mean, this is one of the beautiful things that I love about my coach, is she really helped me to recognize the access that I had to resources, So then I was able to make an investment that I felt good about, and that's it. So I say all that to say that our failures do not diminish our greatness, and our successes do not diminish our goodness. The fact that we're doing well financially or in our careers does not mean that we are not a good person. It does not mean that we somehow have neglected our spirituality or anything else in that matter. Okay. So the point of today's video, if you watched it, this is totally unprepared, but vulnerability, high achieving, high performing women, vulnerability. Come on, y'all. We got to start opening up to each other, because we out here suffering in these internet streets and in person and wherever. And it's not okay. And so I'm just stepping up and saying, hey, yo, this is my stuff, and I'm here for you if you want to share yours. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. And I appreciate your your love, and any comments that you might want to share that I can check out later. But I will talk to you guys next time.